Matthias Rust, a teenager from West Germany, embarked on a daring adventure that would go down in history. It was the year 1987, a time of heightened tensions between the East and West during the Cold War. Matthias, then just 18 years old, hatched a plan that would test the security measures of the Soviet Union and leave the world stunned. On May 28, 1987, Matthias Rust took off in a small rented Cessna 172 aircraft from Helsinki, Finland. His ultimate destination was Moscow, the heart of the Soviet Union. Despite lacking proper authorization and a flight plan, Matthias was determined to land his plane in Red Square, right in the heart of the Soviet capital. Flying over Soviet airspace undetected, Matthias skillfully navigated through radar systems, completely surprising the Soviet air defense forces. The lack of a coherent response from the Soviet military allowed Matthias to continue his journey unabated. After flying for nearly 5 hours, Matthias finally caught sight of Moscow's iconic landmarks. As he approached the city, he faced his first obstacle: a belt of heavily guarded airspace surrounding Moscow. The Soviet air defense forces had finally been alerted to his presence. Despite being intercepted by several Soviet fighter jets, Matthias managed to outmaneuver them, utilizing the Cessna's agility to its fullest extent. He was able to evade the pursuing jets and proceed towards his intended target, Red Square. Onlookers in Moscow couldn't believe their eyes as they witnessed the audacity of the young pilot. Matthias descended onto Red Square, landing just a few meters away from the Kremlin walls. Chaos ensued as startled pedestrians and security forces rushed to the scene. The Soviet authorities were both shocked and embarrassed by Matthias' successful breach of their airspace. The incident revealed glaring flaws in their air defense systems and raised questions about the competence of their military. Matthias, on the other hand, was immediately apprehended by Soviet security forces. He was taken into custody and faced numerous interrogations. Initially charged with illegally crossing the Soviet border and violating airspace regulations, Matthias' case became an international sensation. The young pilot's audacious adventure became a symbol of the divided world and the failure of Soviet security measures. His actions prompted international discussions about the state of affairs during the Cold War and the vulnerabilities of even the most guarded territories. After a lengthy legal process, Matthias Rust was eventually sentenced to 4 years in a Soviet prison. However, his story didn't end there. His daring escapade made him a household name and earned him both admirers and critics worldwide. Matthias' flight to Red Square remained a remarkable chapter in history, a story of a teenager who defied all odds and shook the foundations of superpower politics. It served as a powerful reminder of the human spirit's resilience and the unexpected turns that history can take. Alright folks, for more videos subscribe to Oddity and hit that bell icon too. Adios.